Wow, what a turnout. I am amazed that we have over 950 here today. It's an incredible turnout for SIOR, and I couldn't be more honored to serve as your president. To say that I'm honored doesn't begin to describe the depth of gratitude that I feel for this opportunity to work with you, to work with the executive leadership team, and to create the opportunities that we're going to create. I also want to take a moment and thank our staff who works tirelessly to put on these events to make sure that everything comes together and is seamless and effective. I also want to take a moment to thank my parents who convinced this little girl to become whatever she wanted to in life, and I took that to heart, and it's exciting to be here today and remember those early lessons. I also want to thank my family and especially my beautiful kids that have always encouraged me and supported me throughout my brokerage career and in my leadership with SIOR. I couldn't do it without them. I also want to recognize my business mentors, the guys that have helped me forge my brokerage business to be as successful and efficient as I could be. Bill Meisner and Tom O'Brien sent me to my first SIOR class just 1 month in the business in 1991. So couldn't thank those guys more for everything they've contributed. My SIOR mentors were too many to put on stage. I would have filled 5 screens and taken too much time here today, but you all know who you are, and I couldn't appreciate your support and guidance and encouragement more. At this time, I'd like to appreciate and talk about our immediate past president, Mike Hillis, and I'd ask you to join me here on stage. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I know you're, congratulations. So the thing that always strikes me about Mike is he's always dressed for success. His hair is never out of place. We were recently filming in Nashville and all of us were sweating on the bridge. It was incredibly humid and Mike's hair was never out of place. We were all sweating through our shirts. Mike never broke a sweat. What I didn't realize is how early that went back in his life. So I recently connected with some of his family and was able to realize that at Mike's very first birthday party, he wore a suit. At Mike's second birthday, he also wore a suit. Mike even wore a suit when he was riding around on his motorcycle. Who knew, right? So Mike honed his sales skills at a very early age. His brother Harv tells me that he sold an interest to Harv in the family dog.
$5.
Much to the dismay of his parents. When Mike entered high school, Mike sold used basketball tickets to grateful students at half price. Mike returned often from college home and loaded up on the baked goods his mother was so generous to provide, always asking for more and appreciating her efforts. He then sold them to his fraternity brothers for great margin and markup. It's great to see how Mike's created such a successful, it's easy to see how he created such a successful brokerage practice in Las Vegas, and we couldn't thank him more for taking time away from your business to lead SIOR, and you've done an amazing job. So we wanted to, as a small piece of our gratitude, to contribute to Mike's favorite charity, which is the High Desert Museum. Mike was the founding president in 1980 when it opened its doors. Since that time, there's been more than 5 million visitors come through to see the 29,000 artifacts and Western art. Each year, 10,000 school students go through its doors. So SIOR has made a $1,000 contribution to your High Desert Museum, and we also want to present you with the Crystal Award. It's rather heavy, so you might leave it up here.
Great.
But thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
I'd like to say a few words.
Well, thank you. It's been a lot of fun, and
I really have just one more official duty to accomplish before I ride off into the sunset, and I'd like to ask Terry Smith to come back up here for just a moment. And some of you realize that when Terry turned the presidency over to me, we had a kind of a unique situation. He was having the Nashville event here. I was having in my hometown of Las Vegas the spring event. And we got in a little bit of a banter about in the budget committee trying to determine what our attendance was going to be. And I placed a bet with Terry for $500 that whoever won the attendance award would write a check to the SIOR Foundation in the name of the winner. And so Terry, I want today to pay off our bet. I want to congratulate you on the great job that you've done. And because of the fact that you and the Tennessee chapter members have done such a hard work, and not to mention the fact that you just kicked my ass, it's my pleasure. I've decided to up our bet. I'm going to give you the SIOR Foundation a check for $1,000 in your name.
Hey, that's super. Super. Thank you. I really hadn't rubbed it in at all, But thank you very much, and enjoy your visit in Nashville, because we're going to have a big time.
I'm going to have one. Thank you.
Thanks.
Just a couple comments. Terry mentioned last year when he finished his presidency about the opportunity that serving as president gives someone. The folks that I've met nationally and internationally have just renewed my energy for this association and the power and the professionalism of our members. It's truly a remarkable organization. This year has been a great time I've had working with all of the folks that I've had an opportunity to work with. I think one of the main achievements that we've endeavored on this year has been this strategic planning process, and most of you are going to hear a lot more about that as we go down the road. But it's been a year-long process, and we have had tremendous support from all of our members that have served on the Strategic Planning Committee. I really want to thank all of them for their efforts. I'd like to thank the board and the executive committee that I've had the honor to work with. It's been a true privilege to do that. Certainly, we all recognize the tremendous job that our Washington office does. These are true professionals and the best in the industry. But most of all, I want to thank you, the members of the society, for allowing me to serve as the 70th president of this great organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. It's a great job, and we appreciate all your leadership and support. It's my pleasure to welcome over 80 new members who are present here today. So we'll take a few minutes to recognize each one of them.
David Ariola, James Baker, Chris Bogenreef, Robert Bramer, Dion Campisi, Justin Kazana, Daniel Chase, Barry Kohorsky, Brian Cole, Bruce Cowper, David Curran, Philip Curry, Robbie Davis, Jeffrey DeMagistris, Ruth Devaney, Alan Doak, Janae Evans, Matthew Fentress, Jerome Fumey, Sheila Francis, Amory Gariel, Michael Garrido, Todd Garrett, David Gilkey, Harry Gleason, Thomas Govier, James Graham, Michael Grellner, Robert Hebron, J. Grice Hunt III, Mitchum Jackson, Mark Jenkins, Scott Jessen, Louis Khalil, David Kaplan, Neil Killian, Chris Kirk, Gregory Kraut, Jason Laver, Peter Leatherman, Rob Lujan, James Lunsford, John Major, Joe Massa, Robert Matthews, Scott Morse, James Nystrom, Jason Ovsenko, Travis Perry, Chris Pazyuk, Ann Stewart Patterson, Bradley Pope, Frederick Regnery, Damian Rivera, Stephen Schaub, Jason Simon, Matthew Stringfellow, Zach Sweet, Stefan Teague, William Preston Thomas Jr., Charles Thompson, Lori Tylenda, Richard Urbanzik, Joseph Veracallo, Thomas Vetter, Tyson Valinari, Renee Vivo, Austin Walker IV, Denise Weinman, Nicholas Wagoda, Steve Willems, Mark Zorn, Drew Addison, Aaron Casey, James Griffiths, Chris Lexus, Brinkman Constructors, McDonald Development Company, Pathman Lewis, LLP.
Welcome all the new members. I also want to recognize each of our international attendees who have traveled great distances to be here with us today. The countries they come from include Argentina, France, India, Ireland, Japan, Portugal, South Korea, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom. We all know that this event would never be possible without the generous support of our sponsors and exhibitors, and I'd like to take a moment to thank them now. Thank you to Prologis for your continued support of SIOR in the Prologis Speakers Series. Tomorrow, our presenter will be Diana Nyad. They also created the Prologis Scholarship to help new members. This is the 15th anniversary of the Panettone Party, sponsored by Panettone Development. This year will be off-site at the Tequila Cowboy, so please pick up walking directions from the registration desk. Panettone also sponsored last night's Young Professionals Evening Out. The Bank of America is sponsoring this opening general session and last night's leadership conference reception. They're also the marquee sponsor for our independent broker group. Centerpoint Properties, as Terry mentioned, is hosting the after-hours reception from 10 p.m. to midnight in the Broadway Ballroom foyer. The concert is hosted by the Tennessee Economic and Community Development, and the music will be the Henningsons, like you saw on the video. Doors will open at 9:45. National Association of Development Companies, or NADCO, is sponsoring the Finance Cafe on the exhibit hall floor. DCT Industrial is sponsoring the Recharge Lounge. The conference lanyards were provided by Becknell Industrial. Tote bags were provided by First Industrial Realty Trust. And longtime sponsor Rockefeller Group is sponsoring the Young Professionals and New Members Reception tomorrow night. New members were welcomed this morning by Dermody Properties at the new member orientation and lunch. Your hotel room keys were provided by DZT, a UGL company. Liberty Property Trust is sponsoring the conference Wi-Fi to keep you connected throughout your time here at the Omni. Industrial Income Trust is sponsoring the networking break in the exhibit hall tomorrow morning. And Carroll County Economic Development is sponsoring the Emerging Trends in Occupier real estate breakout session tomorrow at 11 a.m. CCRE is sponsoring the Investment Property Marketplace session tomorrow at 1:30. And the Arizona Commerce Authority is sponsoring the conference E-Blasts. Now, in addition to Bank of America, tomorrow's night's Independent Broker Group dinner is co-sponsored by Chambers Street Properties, GOTRAC, and McDonald Development. Our media partner, ALM Real Estate Media, also known as globestreet.com, is here again with SIOR Live, right in the exhibit hall. We have a total of 38 exhibitors here today, just behind you, please take time to go see them, meet them, hear about what they're doing in their companies. The exhibits will open immediately after this general session. So please join me for a round of applause for our sponsors and exhibitors. You know, it's a great time to be in the brokerage business. Everyone's business is back. Everyone feels good about their pipeline of new business, and it's a great time in SIOR as well. This is our second largest conference of all time. We have a 96% member retention rate. We expect 175 new members this year. We also have reserves equal to 1 full year operating expenses. We couldn't be in a stronger place and have more opportunity to leverage our rock-solid foundation to create new and different opportunities for the organization going forward. As Terry mentioned, we underwent a strategic planning effort about 18 months ago. We hired an outside consultant and engaged him to conduct in-depth interviews with not only our members, but people outside our organization, our sponsors, people in the real estate field, leaders with their companies that are not SIORs. So we got a really clear and accurate picture of not only who we think we are, but also how the real estate community views SIOR, and look for opportunities to enhance that. We also conducted a comprehensive all-member survey conducting real estate demographics so we understood better what each of you wanted from us as an organization to better serve you and conduct business among your membership and to the outside world. We're going to create new ways to focus on each of the segments of our membership rather than the broad categories that we currently think of as we're setting the goals for our staff and the goals for our leadership. This summer, after the report and plan was formulated from our consultant, we sat down with 26 of our best and brightest SIOR leaders and took 3 days to sit and unwind all the different data sets that we had available to us. And we put about 20 great ideas up on the board, trying to create what would be the most important strategic initiatives for us for this generation. We each got 6 stickers that we got to go and place on just those items that if we accomplish nothing else as a leadership group, that would make a profound and significant difference to this organization. So as we went through that process, it became clear what was going to move the needle for us organizationally. And that evolved into the culmination of the 5 working groups I'm excited to share with you today. So these groups were formed only 2 months ago, so it's very much at the genesis of this new plan, and it's a multi-year plan. The things that they are tackling will take years to accomplish, but they have created this new energy and excitement in leadership because of the momentum that they've already demonstrated in their first 2 months. We want to make sure that SIOR remains the most powerful and prestigious brokerage designation on the planet. And these teams are really going to change the game for us. So the first is Mark Duclos is leading our member segmentation. So what Mark and his team are going to look at is who are we and who do we serve, and how many ways can we slice and dice that to make sure that each of the individual members' needs are better met. So, and what each of those populations want from SIOR. So breaking down from just office and industrial to all the different service lines that our members provide, how do we better connect those members to others that do that service line to help them do more business together? The second messaging group, the second working group is messaging, led by Robert Thornburg. This is going to be the easiest one for you guys to see. You'll see it in everything that we do. We have done a fabulous job with our website. We have a first-class app for the conference. I hope you're all enjoying that today. But what we haven't yet built is a very uniform, consistent theme and messaging that goes out across the globe that is easily recognizable and easy to follow. So we're building a uniform brand message and creating a much bigger and much bolder plan for messaging going forward, really to reflect the exceptional status and leadership and talent that we have in this population. Alan Gump is going to lead our governance group. He will focus on how we can be, as an organization, more nimble to react to the opportunities in the marketplace, and how to better and more efficiently use our volunteers' time and energy, and also how to organize the staff around our core goals. Education is going to get a complete refresh with Bob Percival in really reacting and adapting to the needs of increasing specialization in the marketplace. We are going to also create opportunities for young brokers as they're entering the field to create a broker's boot camp. We'll also go and provide advanced training for senior sales professionals and add more content to our online forums and specialty practice groups. Jeff Castleman will lead our thought leadership, and this is a group that is very strategic in how they leverage our current reputation and our current connections. They're going to seek to find new opportunities for strategic partnerships like the IAMC that we've been so successful with, to write white papers and speak at other industry events, to make sure that we elevate the SIOR brand in every manner possible. As an organization, we have such a rich history of excellence, and we have built such an excellent foundation for success. And now we seek to leverage all of those things into a new future. I couldn't be more honored to be here at this time, because I really believe that this is almost a demarcation point, and what SIOR becomes from here is such an exciting place. And I wanted to end with kind of a quote that I thought really fit. So the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And that's what these work groups are going to do for us throughout the next year. We'll be back in the Spring World Conference to update you on their progress. And I would encourage any of you that have expertise or ideas or want to create input for our organization in these areas, please reach out to one of the working group members. There's so much talent in this room. It's unbelievable, and we just need it to be condensed, and we're focusing all of that energy. So today we're here very fortunate to have Bank of America and Merrill Lynch return as the opening general session sponsor, and they also sponsored last night's leadership session. Bank of America Merrill Lynch is one of the largest commercial banks in the United States and one of the largest financial institutions in the world and a leading wealth management company globally. They serve individuals and companies from all sizes. They serve government officials with a full range of banking and financial and risk management solutions. Through their business banking team, which is here today, their real estate professionals create opportunities for professionals like yourself to create hands-on support and local market insight to complete a range of financial solutions for you and your clients, including the SBA 501s program. They offer unique preferred lending programs that include extra support and co-marketing opportunities to help your clients globally. We would like to thank Bank of America Merrill Lynch for their continued support of SIOR World Conferences. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you John Manganello, Senior Vice President and Business Bank Marketing Executive of Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Thank you so much. Great job.